Hello everyone, welcome to this week's video. This week we are reading fantasy books for a week and I'm very excited because I have so many options here. I'm gonna give you guys a little video because there are so many good books here. The only problem, they're all number one of series and I like reading series all at once and I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that with these, but that's okay. I think we're gonna start off with The Poppy War just because I've heard so many amazing things about this book and I desperately want to read it. And I wasn't able to read Babel and I just need to read an R.F. Kuang book. So I think this is gonna be number one, but we have so many other options for the rest of the week. And I also decided I'm gonna do like a little combination thing. I'm gonna have like Google do a little spinner and see how many pages I'm going to read a day. So this is going to be today. Today we're Monday, so I'm starting off strong with how many we get here. I'm just gonna do a little screen recording. But yeah, there's at least like 10 books here, so many options for the reading this week, and I'm really hoping I can get through quite a few of them because like they're due at the library soon. So yeah, let us start reading. I love this book and I love Rin so much. I'm so happy I picked this up and I'm reading it right now. Like, I need a physical copy because there's one specific quote that I honestly just want to get it for this specific quote. Let me try to find it. Someone walked inside and paused in front of her. "You're insane," said Venka. Rin glared up at her, blood dripping from her mouth, and smiled. I just love a badass female character, and Rin is just that girl. Like, she's her. Like, I fucking love her. I really love her, and I'm really enjoying everything about the book. Literally everything. I love one thing about me. I love a good school, university, academy setting. By the way, if you have any recommendations for that, leave them in the comments below. But I fucking love a good student. I love when they're students. I love when they're learning. I just fucking love it. So I'm really enjoying that. Obviously, I'm drawing so many parallels to our history, like humankind and current events and everything. There's so many mentions of like themes, I guess, themes, you know, of colorism, colonialism, what else? Misogyny, obviously, racism. There's so much. Oh my god. Class divide, class separation, and hierarchies. Just so much, you know. And I'm loving it. I'm like, you can just tell that R.F. Kuang puts so much effort into her books, and I feel like, I don't know actually what was the last fantasy book I read, but just in general, I love when fantasy books have themes of real world issues that we encounter, because I do like this escapism. I do read to escape, but I also really love reading a piece of art because literature is art, and I love when it shows that. So anyways, I'm really loving it, and I will update soon, tomorrow probably. Yeah. this book and it's so fucking fantastic. I cannot sing its praises more. I have literally zero complaints about this book. It is so good. Definitely a 5-star. But I'm at part 2, so I thought I would kind of like pause and kind of quickly talk about it, because I'm drawing obviously so many parallels to East Asian history, specifically Chinese history. I already kind of mentioned earlier, but definitely Nikan really, to me, mirrors China. So many aspects of like the country, you know, first of all, the provinces being the 12 zodiac signs, 12 Chinese zodiacs, the fact that Rin had to take this test to be able to even be considered for government positions, which is what happened in ancient China. Geography of the country itself, with the little droplet, I feel is like Taiwan. And then the country right there, the island that is a colonizing force and trying to enter brutally into Nikan, that is literally an island, colonizing island, like so clearly Japan. Events that's happening, what we've talked about, the history of Nikan and the poppy wars that have happened already. Then we have the opium, which clearly the opium in real life involved the English, so I feel like they're colonizing, the colonizing force of the Nikan is kind of like a combination of the English and the Japanese for the Chinese. So yeah, I've always been so fascinated by Chinese history. I think I mentioned it earlier, but literally probably one of the countries with the most fascinating and rich histories in the world. I think it's absolutely terrible the way that the media in the US villainizes China, because it has so much to offer and it just fucking sucks. But that's just another conversation for another time. But now we're having themes of religion and like, what is religion, what are gods. Often we're kind of like, we think of gods or God as like a supernatural force, but they're kind of, this book is diving deeper into maybe they're just like on the completely natural plane of the world, you know. And it's like so many interesting thoughts that I've thought about in passing, but like it's really making me have to like sit down. I'm like, while Rin is figuring out different things, I'm also kind of figuring out with her. It's like a fucking learning experience, and I love it when books are like this. I also obviously have a lot of questions on what Rin herself is. I have questions on the world, you know, kind of separate from histories. I can kind of guess where certain events are gonna happen based on certain events that have happened in China. I don't know if she's gonna write an event inspired by the rape of Nanking. I would assume so. I think I've heard it before, but that would be absolutely horrific and brutal to read about, so definitely not looking forward to reading that. I think the whole like lore, the whole storyline around Spear is so interesting. I want to know more. I do know a little bit about Taiwanese history. I don't think they've ever been genocide like the Spear are in this book, but it is interesting to see the parallels between Spear and Taiwan. I didn't know this, but I was searching it up as I'm reading this, and the Dutch actually controlled Taiwan, which it wasn't called Taiwan then, but Dutch controlled that land for like 30 plus years, I'm pretty sure. And then China kind of took it back, and then at some point they call up the Dutch again, and they're like, oh, do you want to buy it? Because the Taiwanese were not fully considered Chinese. So with the current events of this whole China and Taiwan situation, is very interesting. The lessons on genocide and colonization that are happening in the book right now obviously can be applied to what's happening now, not only to the history, but happening like to what is happening in certain places in the world right now. So I'm always thinking about this stuff because I'm a history buff and shit, but yeah, it's really, really good. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the histories and stuff, so that is that. I'm gonna keep reading probably. I don't actually know if I mentioned it. I don't think so, but yesterday I did fail my reading goal. It's fine, but today I think I started at the 100 259 mark or something. I'm at 219, so I've only read like 60 pages, which is really not a lot. But I did the spinner. I spun for a number, and I forget the number, but I do know that I have to end on page 301, which is possible. It's about 80 pages more. I can probably get to it, but we'll see if I do, because my brain has not been focusing how I want it to be. Like, I've been tired constantly, so. To read, so I'm hoping this like green tea thing from Trader Joe's helps, because I literally want to fall asleep so badly. From the library and have a couple of reading updates. So first, I have 141 pages to read today, because I set the minimum at 140 because that's how many pages I had left to finish the book, and I guess I also have to read a page in another book. Then I read, obviously, the Pavi War at the library. I read about 50 pages, and I reached chapter 21, which is a chapter everyone warns you about, and yeah, it makes sense. I was at the library physically sick. I was gagging, trying not to throw up because of the devastation and everything inhumane that happened in this chapter. Essentially, it's a chapter depicting a massacre, and it is like, there's no words. It's gut-wrenching, like, disgusting, horrible, horrific. It's actually there, like, gagging, like, you know, and I don't think I've ever felt that way reading a book. So that tells you the power of R.F. Kuang's writing and her words. But I put the book down because I was like, can I keep reading this? Like, can I do it? And I would like to remind everyone that please check the trigger warnings before reading this book, because this book is filled with triggers. I'm not someone who's easily triggered, but yeah, I don't even know, because it wouldn't have deterred me from reading the book, but maybe without the shock value, maybe it would have been easier. Honestly, I don't know. It was, everything that happened in that chapter was so horrific that and even knowing that it's gonna happen, I feel like everyone would still be gagging because it's so horrible. I do have about like 80 something pages to read to finish the book, so probably give like final thoughts and updates tomorrow. But yeah, I also did get a couple books at the library. I got 3, and I want to show you guys because they're very cool. Here we have the 3 books. So first book I found in the new section, and I had no idea it was so skinny, and it is When Among Crows. It is a skinny ass book, so I'm thinking, since this is technically a fantasy book, I'm thinking maybe I read this in this video. I don't know, but like, it's super short, so I feel like I can do it. I had absolutely zero idea this book was so small. I had seen it in like the new release section, in many different articles, and also on Goodreads, and I think I confused it with The Bright Sword or something, which is another new release. But yeah, I was so excited to see this one. I love checking the new release section because there's always so many good gems. A book that I had on my list and didn't know it was ready at that location was Dark Rise by C.S. Packet. So I am very excited to read this one, and I've heard so many fantastic things. People have said they couldn't put this down. The only thing, the words are very small. But yeah, I'm very excited for this book. Lastly, it is not a fantasy book, but it is a new release romance book, and this is a YA romance. And yes, I have not had the best luck with new release YA romances this year, but I just thought this cover was so fucking cute. I haven't heard a single thing about this book, but I thought it was so cute. And this apparently released July 9th, so like 2 weeks ago. And I don't know, it's so cute, and I like the premise. It's like little like rivals to lovers and stuff. So also, I don't know what it is, but I just love books that are so new. So I was kind of like going through all the books in the library to find like the newest paperbacks, because I love when they're so new and white and perfect. Happy Saturday. So I finished this one on Friday yesterday. I didn't really update yesterday because I literally just read the last 2 chapters of this and didn't read anything else. I didn't even set the page number count or whatever. I don't know, I think I'm in a tiny bit of a reading slump after this because it was just so phenomenal. I rated this a 5-star. I think it was so great. The only thing, I was not the biggest fan of the ending. Rin kind of, her character is going a certain way, and I don't think I'm liking that route that R.F. Kuang is writing her. Now she's just kind of turned into kind of a villain, and I'm not the biggest fan of villains. And yeah, but there were a lot of interesting questions on morality, and if something is understandable, it can be excusable, or is it not, like, you know, different questions like that. So I think that was interesting. I don't know if I'm liking the direction the series is going in. Next, I think I'm gonna read A Tempest of Tea because I've had this for a while from the library, and I think I just need to read it. I don't know why I'm procrastinating it. It's like a vampire vibe, and I think I'm gonna enjoy it. It's not too long either. So I'm gonna roll the number generator, put it right here, and see how many pages I have to read of this today. I've been kind of rewatching H2O, so I don't know if I'm in a reading mood right now, but I'm gonna force myself. Hello guys, happy Monday. So I'm going to close out the vlog. I'm going to be honest and say the past couple days I have not been reading. I didn't read Saturday or Sunday. I didn't even start A Tempest of Tea. Like, I read the first page and then I was like, I'm too tired for this. I've just been feeling honestly very sick and tired. Migraines, constantly waking up super late because I just have these migraines that are so terrible. Having to take naps constantly, just feeling super tired all the time. Like, I try to sit down and read and I can't because I'm literally about to fall asleep. So probably should get that checked out. But yes, kind of how I've been the past couple of days. I think I could also be entering a book slump. The Poppy War is very good, but it did kind of put me in a book slump just because I have no idea what I want to read now. And yeah, but I hope you guys still enjoyed the video. I'm sorry I only managed to get to 1 book. Normally I do try to get 2 more books, and I will try to be a little better at filming these. But yeah, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like and also subscribe if you want to. And I also want to say thank you for 50 subscribers. It's not that much, but to me, like, it means so much because I wasn't even trying to get like subscribers on here. I just wanted to keep posting these videos, and I don't know, it's just fun. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.